Hello everyone and welcome back for another video on Transport Fever ECML map. I've been working quite hard recently, put quite a number of hours in. Still haven't achieved everything I'd like, but I just wanted to get a video out and hope that everyone had a nice Easter weekend. Very productive for some of you, I hope. Looking at the screenshots, some of you have been very busy. If you haven't, I hope you've at least had plenty of eggs to eat. So I'm going to start off this episode with a train journey. Just coming into March now. So get this started. As I say, we're just heading into March. Up to Creek Road crossing. You can see I've done a bit of foliage around here. Isn't completely accurate. I think I mentioned before how this roadway up ahead should be on a hill, looping down. Anyway, we come across there, curving in to the yard area. These sidings are laid out as per the real thing. Not much scenery going on yet. I do need to work on that. But as I say, I just wanted to get this out. Not quite sure why there's a random bench on the left there, but that will get deleted after the end of this run, I think. But anyway, carrying on. It's coming up to the station road now. Tipping box ahead, the gate's opening for us. These trees are here in real life. On the right in the real world there should be Braza Club. I do intend to put a facsimile of that in at some point. Into the station we come. A bit fast, we will slow down. Not shoot over the end. As you can see, I'm in very urgent need of the performance patch. Already my FPS isn't great, and I've still got an awful lot to go on this map. So I can't complain, to be fair. I don't even have a dedicated graphics card. I'm only running 8 gigs of RAM in my system at the moment. So the fact the game runs as well as it does on such a large experimental map size is quite good. Right, leaving the station now. You can see the line curving around to the right to go to Whitemore Junction. There all the fake sidings are. On the left is a large field. I did a lot of playing in my youth in the fields to the left. Once part of the school, I believe, many years ago. That would have been before my time though. On the right hand side, 1:1 scale as I said before, which I shouldn't have done. It's made it too large for the rest of the map. From Goodfellows Lane on the left, just here where this row of bushes comes along, there is going to be a footbridge there eventually. Unfortunately I haven't got to the time where that particular mod unlocks. On the left we have the allotments, represented by one small field at the moment. There is some more houses going here. I may let the game do that automatically, or I may give it help along, because I have one from Goodfellows Lane. Anyway, coming up to the A141 bridge there. And here we see the original road crossing the line. It's been out of use for very many years. Carrying on, approaching turfs. In real life there is a much bigger gap between march and turfs. Computer selective compression to arrive here rather quicker. Get in, one crossing, two crossings. There are some fields here. Still more scenery to be done, but it's getting there. To the third crossing. Oh, get out of the way. I'm gonna get run over. Very close there. And for the fourth crossing on Burnt House Road in Turves. Continue on our way towards Whittlesea. Again, more fields on the left. I haven't got around to doing any on the right just yet, but I did want to get this video recorded and uploaded this evening. It's a sort of Easter present for the few subscribers I do have. Coming up towards Whittlesea now, we see the train coming in the other direction. There is some industries to go in here on the left where this dirt track is. We've already got some on the right hand side. Siding is now in place as per real life. And the game has actually expanded much quicker around Whittlesea than I was expecting. All of these buildings here are auto-generated. None that I've put in myself. Lovely tree there on right. And we have a building being upgraded as we come through. Not sure they had large cranes like that before 1920, but we'll forget about that for now. Get the signal to pull out. Right, these cars are going to have to wait for us to come through. So now, but curving round towards King's Dyke and the McCain's factory. They do have foliage and fields in place now along this section on both sides. The King's Dyke crossing. Had to realign the tracks along here. It's still not as smooth as I'd like. This section was nice and smooth all the way through before I put these roads in. That crossing still needs some adjustment. So we have McCain's on the right hand side there. Curving around. And we come under Frank Perkins Parkway much quicker than we would in real life. That's down to how I've developed Peterborough. In real life we'd have Matalan beside of us, and we're about to pass under London Road Bridge. Now see the East Coast main line ahead of us. Distinctive split bridges, and this isn't as smooth as I'd like. I'm going to visit that once again. It seems to be never-ending tweaks. So we have Nene Valley Railway on our left-hand side, just before we come over the river. curling round. Have a tree line on our left. Not a lot of scenery on our right hand side as Peterborough hasn't developed the buildings along there yet. Give the game 30 or 40 years and I imagine there will be buildings all rounded around this area. Put a signal in. The East Coast stopping train pulling out. Like front there. Or pulling into platform 5. On the platform. So we're going to go almost to the other end. Brakes there. Leave Peterborough station there. Here I've put some walls in, as well as these advertising signs that recently appeared on the workshop. I forget the name of who made them now, but I have asked for possibility of some LNER or Great Eastern Railway specific advertising boards, and he said he will look into it for us, so that's something to look forward to going on. I'm moving through. Bridge definitely needs another visit. Too high for me. Glitch there. Through. Building going on the right hand side there. Building in the distance. Lining up the edge of Long Bridge. Be Toys R Us in real life. But scrolling up, show where the bulk of my work's gone since the last video. In all, I'd say there's probably about 8 hours of detailing gone into this area and doing the extra fields. See, around March, towards Whittlesea, things like so on. Zoom in, get a bit of a closer look. It's still, I'd say, at least 5 or 6 hours till I'm fully satisfied with this, but again, I'll do that off screen because it can be a very slow process. So we've got our engine shed here, maintenance depot. Got another under depot here. In real life, this section here is full of just random junk. You can see a bit of a rack depot in here. Some random panels laying around. They were taken off Google Maps, positioned there. In real life, this whole area is filled with heaps of what I can only assume is iron ore or something similar to that. It has a very reddish tinge to it. But not what I'd expect of ballast. But I'm not quite sure what else they'd use it for. In real life there's lots of overgrown sort of weeds and foliage to go in here. These sidings don't get much use anymore. Rather long head shunt there. Moving back this way, have a yard, and you can see we do have a cattle train there that runs down to Whitemore Yard and back. There's 2 on that, which brings me to a bit of a problem I have. Normally I use GX Industries mod. I've used it on many maps, very happy with it. However, I decided to make a change for this particular game. I thought I'd try out the New Industries mod for one reason in particular, and that is it has tractors which aren't available as standalone assets. So I thought, we'll give it a go. Can't be too bad. See how it works. Unfortunately, whereas in the standard game we would have his McCain's, his food processing plant, as you can see, requirements, cattle only, and milk, which produces food. Okay, not too bad. So, cattle, we say, that would come from the farm. However, the farm now requires grain to feed the cattle. Okay, so let's put in a grain silo that produces grain. However, that has a requirement of fertilizer. And thankfully fertilizer plant doesn't require anything. As you can see, we've now got twice as many industries in the chain, which, whilst if that's how you like to play the game and have very many industries, I'm sure that would work great. However, you'd need quite a sparsely populated map, and most of the maps I have seen at least have towns and cities quite close together. So if you had too many industries on the map as well, it's going to become very cluttered very quickly, and if you was trying to use trains to link them all, you're very soon going to run out of space. I haven't looked into these yet. Construction materials by stone or slag. So the construction materials may be a bit better. Yeah, so that only needs 2, thankfully. So that's much better, but as I say, the food, I wasn't expecting it. I was speaking to Grand T online. I was placing these and I was sitting there for quite a while thinking, well, you're not getting any production. And line usage was saying no. And I had all the trucks linking everywhere. The whole line was set up as you would with any normal industry. However, I wasn't looking properly and didn't realise the extra requirements. So whilst I remember, let's have a look. A random bench. That needs to come out. Race back. Past turfs. Here there is a few buildings, so on and so forth, that need to go in. That's why there's a dead spot there. Do need to place fields along here though. We've mentioned the industries need to go in there. And next thing I want to do is come to here. Gonna have to pause the game. Not gonna last. Here we see what I've mentioned before. Town trying to develop and go into the river. So what we'll do is delete that. Move that off. Unfortunately it's me. Then there that I can't get rid of. This is our one size fixes all. Annoyingly, it's got across there. So I may have to relay the river at some point. This was an oversight by myself. I forgot to place these in sooner. But what you can do is just use these. And it forms an invisible barrier. And the game will not build past there. You can see though, you can locate these and delete them if you need to. I'm not going to tackle the river relaying on screen. That could take quite a while. What I will do is work on this for now. Right thing. Machinery off. Why the game seems to think we want it on as standard, I don't know. There. First then. I will stop there. Going to say is that I could through and change that all the way through. I think that might be a step too far to try and raise this without having to terraform all around. Have to do a bit here. High mode. And one thing you may or may not be aware of is, if like me, you really dislike when the game makes gaps under the ballast, like you can see just there, the easiest way I found of either avoiding it or at least minimizing it is to use the smoothing tool, but have it centered quite far away from the actual track rather than being up close like this. That seems to make the problem worse. Whereas if I have it like this, smooth, doesn't seem to be quite so bad. You will still get it happen initially, but sort of hold here for a while. Take a liar out of me now. I think you can see most parts, at least, it's starting to raise it back up, fill all the gaps underneath. I have a bit of a problem under here though, simply due to how the pillars are for these bridges. Anyway, that looks quite a bit smoother, I believe. Yeah, or train conveniently coming down. Jump on board. Good. That's much smoother through there. See that problem with the river off to the left there. You're definitely going to have to go and fix that. However, it will give me a chance to realign the river and hopefully smooth that out in some areas. There are some bits of it I'm not overly keen on. And also I'd like to take the river further from where it currently ends by autumn here. Yeah, that's definitely smoother. Come back off there now. So anyway, that's a brief look at what I've been up to. Come back. Have a ride in. Close up. I love these trains, by the way. JK's done a great job on these, as we get to actually ride on board and see the front of the train, as opposed to the normal thing of kind of sitting on the front bulkhead. Let's see. Curve in. Also us on our right. I do need to get a better building for that, but for now it will suffice. Under the custom bridge you saw me make in a previous video, and it looks like we're going to come in just too late to be able to use the truck drive to pick up cattle. Never mind, here comes another one just after it. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this video. Drop any comments or ideas you may have down in the comment section below. If you've enjoyed it, share it out. Let's get some more people viewing it, and until next time, bye for now.